What is up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty McNinja, and this past Friday, the much anticipated Winters expansion for RE Village was released, and I've actually played through the entire campaign on the new third-person mode, and I have some thoughts. So without further ado, let's rock. The Winters expansion was released on October 28th. It included the aforementioned third-person mode, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. It also included the new DLC Shadows of Rose, which picks up where the epilogue left off. You play as, the title would suggest, as Rose. I haven't played this DLC yet. Not because I don't want to, but because I'm actually saving it for my Twitch channel. I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central on Twitch, Patty McNinja, if you want to check it out. Actually, if you're watching this video the day that it comes out, you might actually be able to catch the first stream for Shadows of Rose in a few hours on Halloween. I'm definitely looking forward to it. The expansion also added some more Mercenary Orders. You can actually play as Lady D and Heisenberg, which is cool. You do have to unlock them, which I think is a little weird because you had to pay for the expansion. I think you should just be able to play them automatically, but it's not really going to affect me that much because I never really got into Mercenaries mode. It's kind of the only thing about RE Village that I didn't particularly like. It's actually the only reason I didn't platinum the game, just because I could not get into that game mode. But it is cool that they're adding Lady D and Heisenberg into that game mode. And I absolutely love this game. I know there's some die-hard fans of RE4, which makes sense. It's a great game, and I'm definitely looking forward to the remake coming next year. But RE Village is my favorite Resident Evil game, and that says a lot because I have a Resident Evil 2 tattoo. So I definitely dig Village a lot. It's kind of the perfect blend of survival horror and just like a campy horror film. It is absolutely batshit crazy, but in the best possible way. I think I've beaten this game anywhere between 15 to 20 times, and I was definitely looking forward to seeing if they could pull off the third-person view mode. But I have to be honest, this isn't a true third-person game. It's only in third person for about 75% of it. They definitely had to zoom in and out and go back into first person for a good chunk of this game, which makes sense. This game was made as a first person game originally, and so you have all the major cutscenes that they have to zoom in and out for. But then there's also some interactions that Ethan will have throughout this game where it kind of creates what I would call like a miniature cutscene, because you're not controlling Ethan as a character, and so they have to zoom in and out for those moments as well, which makes sense. They were never gonna tear this game down and build it from scratch for one of the parts of an expansion for a DLC. They were just never ever gonna do that. So I definitely understand it, and the zoom in and out works relatively well. I never remembered having an issue with the zoom in. I actually thought it kind of looked cool visually. I do like when I'm watching a movie, I do like when the camera kind of is moving around, so it definitely had that feel to it. I will say the zoom out visually just kind of felt clunky. It did feel like my game would sometimes flicker for like a frame when they zoomed out, and it just kind of looked a little goofy, so it broke the immersion occasionally. It's not game breaking. Of course, I've played this game in first person so many times and I love this game, so it was never gonna break the game for me. It was just a little distracting. And honestly, there's some genuinely creepy moments, especially early on in this game. There's some jump scares that in first person really worked for me. In third person, not so much. They kind of fell flat, and it might just be a combination of the fact that I've played this game so much in first person that the jump scare type of moments just are not going to get me anymore. But also, I think it has a lot to do with the camera angle. You just feel so much further away from the action that those jump scare type of moments are just not going to work for me anymore. And there's a lot of moments, especially early on in this game, I noticed a lot in the castle where they would zoom in and out a lot. The game would seem to change perspective like 3 times in a couple of minutes, which kind of got annoying, to be honest. I didn't notice it as much the further I got in the game, and there were some moments later on in the game that I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't change perspective, because it got to the point where I just assumed if there was any question whether or not they were going to do it, they were just going to zoom in and out, because that was just the easier route to go. And so I definitely want to give the developers some credit, because they would have had to build new animations to not zoom in and out all that often, especially towards the end of the game. And so I definitely appreciated that for sure. So should you play this game in third person? And the answer is pretty easy. Of course you should. It's a great game. I haven't seriously considered my top 10 favorite video games of all time list, but RE8 might crack that list if I seriously considered it. I love this game. It's fantastic. If you haven't played the game yet, I definitely wouldn't suggest stopping my videos very often, but in this particular case, stop watching this video right now and play this game. You can get the gold edition, which includes the entire game plus the Winters expansion for like 50 bucks. So it's already on discount. It's a great game. You won't regret it. But the real question is, should you only play this game in third person? Is it the definitive way to play RE Village? And I would say absolutely not. This mode definitely feels like a kind of love letter to OG RE fans that wanted this game to feel more like the original games, and people like myself that wanted another excuse to play through this game. If you've never played this game before, again, get the gold edition right now, but I would definitely consider playing it in first person mode first, because that's how the game was built. And then if you wanted to replay it, because this game definitely wants you to replay it, it's built for you to replay it. So if you eventually do replay it, then give third person view mode a chance. And honestly, and I might be the only weirdo that thinks this after playing third person view mode, but I actually think that if they started with this mode in mind, like if they decided, okay, we're gonna mix first person and third person, and they zoomed in and out, and that was how they were gonna make the game from beginning, I think that it would have been really, really interesting. Again, I'm a film nerd. I especially like horror films. And I think the camera movement feeling that the zoom in and out would have given to this game, if they could have fixed the issues with the zoom out, I think would have been really, really interesting. And I would have dug it a lot. Well, there you have it, YouTube people. Those are my thoughts on the new third person mode for RE Village. If you enjoyed the video, definitely smash that like button, as the kids say. Consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, definitely ding that bell. That way you don't miss any of my videos. I post weekly gaming related content. If you do enjoy watching streaming, definitely check out my Twitch. It's Patty McNinja on Twitch. I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central. If you enjoy bite-sized gaming content, I do have a TikTok where I post clips from those streams, so definitely check that out. It's also Patty McNinja on TikTok. It'd be weird if it was anything other than that, but until next time, take it easy. What's up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty McNinja, and this is my boy Yoshi, aka Kitty Boy, and we were just talking, and we agree that since you made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe. You wouldn't want to disappoint Kitty Boy, would you?